to That Wrestling Podcast.
Welcome to That Wrestling Podcast. The good bad guys of Wrestling Podcast are back talking all things of the week that was in professional wrestling. Well, at least some of the good bad guys. Yeah, some of the good bad guys are here. It's me and Jason. No Joe again this week. And Kevin.
Sources. I got sources on.
Oh, all right. What's the hot source have to say?
Still in line for that final boss Funko online. So
what the hell?
He is committed. So hopefully next week Joe will have at least placed his order. We'll be back on the show when Kevin might be in. He's got a work function. Yeah. So we just couldn't wait any longer. So if he's here, and if he's not, it's the A-team. So
that's the breaks, my friends. Yes, exactly right. So yeah, we'll take you through all things of wrestling. But before we get into like the nuts and bolts of what actually happened in the wrestling business, this has been an exciting week for us on the pod. Yeah. And Jason, you especially kicked things off on Monday with a really cool appearance that you got to do.
Yeah, I was on the Women's Wrestling Talk podcast. I talked a little bit about this last week. It was their news show, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific, and I was on with Gerard, Ced, and Honey, and they were cool. Like, I never met them before. It was just an opportunity, and I'm hoping to get back on with those guys again because they were awesome. Gerard is a dude who lives in Atlanta, and he does a lot of commentary, and he actually works for the Nightmare Factory, which is kind of
heard him plug that at the end. I went, okay, look at this. Yeah.
Honey's in New Jersey, and she's just a super cool chick, and Ced's in LA. I'm bummed though, because I wish this could have happened like a year ago and I could have got to hang, like physically hang, but they do a lot of the trips to the pay-per-views and stuff. So one, I'm hoping to be a part of their show again in the future. And then if we do the road trips, we can maybe hook up with them, and maybe they're into karaoke too. You know,
I would hope so.
I hope so. I mean, who doesn't love karaoke? So
you did really good.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
You're really good. It's for those who haven't checked it out, and we put the links on our socials. It's similar in some respects to ours. It's round table, right?
It's a lot less chaotic than that.
Yes.
Podcast.
Yeah. And maybe that's because us, we have friends, we jab at each other, and these guys and girls on the Women's Wrestling Talk, you can put in air quotes, but professionals, right? And so, and you fit in like perfectly like that. It was, like I said, very, very smooth.
I wore a collared shirt. I can be professional when I need to be.
I was like, that's not here.
And it's Joe that brings out the unprofessionalism in me, I think, is what it really boils down to. So when contract time rolls, we might have to, get into that. So
yeah, it was really good, and you fit in perfectly, I thought, man. So kudos to you, and check again the links on our socials and check out what they're doing. They've had some pretty damn good success.
Great
when
guests.
You look at their website and everything.
They just had Athena on recently.
ROH champ.
So you had a big weekend too. You were at SmackDown last Friday at Joe Louis Arena. And it was quite a show, but you sent some stuff to our social team, and we kind of blew up. We hit 4,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
Finally. So that stuff, and and send that stuff to social team to get that stuff up. YouTube, the Jimmy Uso things, I think at like 33,000 views, and the Uncle Howdy is that as well. And of course, we can't monetize the Uncle Howdy because of the trademarked music and whatever. But real quick, tell us about SmackDown and the Tomatonga of it all.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. We had a lot of fun. It was myself, Matt Young, who of course has been on the pod a couple of times now, and his friends, also named Matt and Chris, and a great group of guys. Chris just went to Mania in Philly. He's from Philly originally. So he had all kinds of stories about everything with Mania from the weekend prior. But we had a lot of time. Oh, first off though, shout out to Barbara Ryan. Because myself and my crew, we had a lot of fun, but there's Barbara Ryan right there by the ring entrance steps. We got the That Wrestling Podcast shirt on SmackDown numerous times.
He texted me and he's like, anytime I saw a camera, I moved my vests because an awesome 316 vest. So thanks again, Ryan, for that. And he posted some photos on social about his appearance. There was that one where it looked like Cody was looking right at him, and like Cody wanted that Wrestling Podcast T-shirt. I think that's what that meant. So
he wanted to finish the real story. Yes. Getting that shirt. Whatamaneuver.net. You can handle that easy, Cody. Yes. But yeah, so shout out to him. And yeah, we had a blast. We had a really cool, we were like, I'd say like row 12 of the 100 level, facing the hard cam. So if they did like a wide shot, maybe you could kind of see us a little bit. But it was a nice setup where we had to go through a suite to get to our seats. So those are normally like a suite club seats for Pistons and Red Wings game. So that meant basically a private bar and private bathrooms. So really easy to just go up and go like, beer me, and then get back to your seat. So hell yeah for that. No, it's not free. You're still paying. You're still paying, but just nice to not have to go into the concourse with the rest of the Detroit peasants. Just kidding. Yeah, the poors, yes. So that was just like, oh, what an extra bonus that is. And it was a really fun show. I mean, being there live, hot crowd, start to finish. Everybody was into everything. It started with, have you peeked into any of that WWE Speed show that they're doing next? Yeah. I never, there's so much wrestling I can't even think about, like, oh, I need to check this out. But they had, the gimmick is it's a match that has to be done in less than 3 minutes. So it's just off the rails from the beginning. Johnny Gargano and Angel Garza was the match. I think it finished in like 2 minutes, 40 seconds or something. And Gargano picked up the win. So that started the show. We'll get into in just a second, but we had 2 dark matches, Jey Uso versus Solo and Cody versus Dom, both very, very quick.
This was after SmackDown, right?
Correct. Yeah. So for the live crowd, they had two dark matches, but yeah, again, really quick. I think everything was done 10:30, I'd say. And I mean, I don't know when the last time I've been to a SmackDown, but that 2-hour format, it just works. And the crowd was into it all. So, it was a great, great night. So let's talk into the big happenings that took place there. Yeah, you mentioned it, Tama Tonga, the debut, and what is happening next with the Bloodline, the potential solo takeover of the Bloodline. People in the crowd, it wasn't like the biggest pop for Tonga, but definitely people going, wow. And then for me personally, when Solo hit that phone out of Paul's hand, to say, no, oh my God, did I pop. What did you think of how that went down?
I loved it. Originally, I thought that during the draft, Jimmy would get sent to NXT to rebuild the Bloodline so that when Roman comes back, he can like, look, Oos, look what I've done. I've got the next class ready.
Which is a great idea.
But not happening. But what was interesting, though, and I'm not hearing this anywhere, which makes no sense to me because everyone on the internet is so smart. They said it was by orders of the tribal chief.
Yeah.
Happened. Mm-hmm. Solo has been named the heir apparent to the tribal chief. This is like when Shawn Michaels lost the title to Austin and Triple H rebuilt DX the next night on Raw. That's what this is like. And nobody's talking about it. And I don't understand because I don't claim to know everything, but I'm actually pretty smart on this one. So
yeah, it has the same feels.
And look, I think it's too early to put the Usos back together. I still think Jimmy should get sent to NXT for a while. And, let's see what happens. Let's have Paul Heyman scared for his life every week on TV. It did come out this week that Roman Reigns is filming a movie.
Mm-hmm.
So he's MIA for a little while. But I am excited to see what's next. And everyone's like, oh, it's going to be a Bloodline Civil War. It's going to be Roman on one side. It's going to be Raw. I don't even want to think that far ahead.
Yeah.
I just want to talk about the now.
Mm-hmm. And the now, I would say first off, and I watched it back, the Tama Tonga beatdown was really good. He was laying into Jimmy. So you talk about a first debut, hitting it out of the park. he looked like $1,000,000 to me as being this new iteration of the bloodline. So, and yeah, what is there? The by orders of the tribal chief, is that still Roman calling the shots from afar, or is that Solo by the order of smashing that phone on the ground, saying, "No, this is my shit." He said it. Losing has consequences.
Right.
Roman lost. So, yeah, I thought a stellar, if it is going to the Solo is the new tribal chief, this went off without a hitch. Absolutely fantastic. And then, yeah, you mentioned it too, putting it up on our social media. Again, not on the show, but in the arena, they have, what everybody's dotting the I's and crossing the T's as a Uncle Howdy tease. And I know there's been on the show, and I think on Raw this past Monday too, some little of the Easter egg glitches things. Mm-hmm. So everyone again is connecting the dots that this is a Bo Dallas, Uncle Howdy, Wyatt family story continuation. Jay, I think you saw the documentary of Bray, right? So
yeah. So
what do we think about it? Because it's always a little of a slippery slope when you're kind of restarting something like this that had such impact on a lot of people for popularity.
I like the idea of it, but I'm really starting to think he can't have the mask and the top hat. I think it needs to be more emo Bo Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
What's interesting is on Monday, Raw is in Columbus, which is where Alexa Bliss is from. It came out this week that Eric Rowan has pulled out of independent bookings due to a new contractual situation. So maybe that's and Braun Strowman, who's been injured for a while, I believe is close to returning. And now there's talks that Matt Hardy's going to be a part of this too. Like, who knows? But it can't be the mask and the top hat after the first night. I liken it to Kane and The Undertaker. It's got to be two separate. It can't just be I'm Bray Wyatt. It's got to be same but different. And I think the Kane Undertaker is the best comparison we have to what this potentially could be. I just hope that it doesn't flop. For me personally, I don't get excited about having to go through 17 hoops, a QR code and then a puzzle and then a website. And
Hangman.
And then you got to do a Rubik's Cube.
Right.
You got to do 50 jumping jacks and 6 squats and, that type of stuff. So whenever it happens, cool. I'm going to SmackDown. If you're listening on Friday, I'm going to SmackDown tonight. I'm sure it's happening at every arena, and I'm sure it'll happen again. So in a quest of, another 40,000 YouTube views, if it happens, I'll film it. I'll send it to social. They'll put it up, and we'll go from there. And we're still getting comments every day.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
So if we got to do it again, we got to do it again.
And that's what I was going to say to your point about this Uncle Howdy thing and the appearance of it. That character wasn't around all that much. It made an appearance during the now legendary Pitch Black match. Indeed. And maybe, a handful of SmackDowns and maybe a little video thing here. But like you just said, I see it looking at the YouTube comments. There are so much people behind this of like Uncle Howdy's back and he's gonna deliver the Bray Wyatt story and continue it on. And I'm really more in the column of where you're at, Jay, where Uncle Howdy comes back. I guess we'll see how that goes, but I would be totally fine with a whole new thing of Bo Dallas and the whole Wyatt theme and story, because it doesn't have enough equity built into it.
Right.
To me now, but apparently to a lot of people it is. So, you mentioned about Eric Rowan. That's cool. They could do Braun, Alexa. So there's a lot of cool pieces.
Have you watched the documentary yet?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So you saw the end, and I'm not that worked up about it. I'm not like that anticipating it. I'm, more anticipating Jade and Bianca going after the women's tag titles than this potential Howdy situation.
It's interesting. Yeah, I'm watching it from afar, seeing all the people like go get all buzzed about it. I don't know. Interesting from that doc too. You and I can mark out on this about how the studio with the guy, the creator of Jason in Pittsburgh, right?
When that documentary started, and it really is the first screen, it's in Pittsburgh. I'm like, what?
Same thing. No idea. No idea at all.
I think I talked about it on the show a couple months ago. I went to an event called Toy Hio, and Jason Baker was there.
Oh,
right. I would have thought about it. I would have brought a Fiend something to get signed, but I didn't think about it until it was too late. So I'm keeping an eye out. Like, I'm not like super autograph guy, but I think having something by the Fiend autographed by the person that created it would be cool. Now, of course, my wrestling fan friends here, like, I went and looked to see if they do studio tours, and I'm like, no, they don't. No.
It's a place of business.
Just stop.
Yeah. No idea that was in our backyard. Very, very cool though.
Well, you haven't lived here in like 20 years, so is it really your backyard?
No, it's not.
I live here now, so it's my backyard.
Backyard of Jace.
Yeah.
Shout out to Peter Rosenberg and the new era of Cheap Heat at the Left the Ringer. Yeah. Anyway. Lots to talk about on Monday Night Raw. Let's start off with the news broke a little bit earlier on Monday. Rhea Ripley injured, likely to relinquish the women's title. That's exactly what happened when the show opened. It looks like it happened during the attack that Liv Morgan did on her the week prior. And so it's about what happens next. Because she's out for we don't know how long. I haven't really seen much about what the injury is.
I've seen 3 months to 6 months.
Okay.
Whether that's accurate or not, that could be SummerSlam. That could be whatever the end of August overseas, whatever, Castle 2 or whatever it is, maybe for that. Or, look, it sucks. It really does, because having a reign this dominant for the last year and probably your top 3 most popular talents on the entire roster, men and women, of course it sucks. Last time this happened is when Becky Lynch got pregnant and had to relinquish the title. Different, but the same. I know I said that on Monday, and I caught a little hell for online about it, but like, I don't mean having a baby's worse than having an injury. Like,
no, of course.
It's just you had to relinquish the title before you had to lose it. So I think this is okay. I hope that they don't give it to Liv Morgan. I think that's too easy. I hope they don't give it to Nia Jax. I think it's time for someone new to step up into the title reign. Somebody like a Zoe Stark, like Shayna Baszler, like Chelsea Green. Can you imagine Chelsea Green as your women's champion? It'd be very Shawn and Diesel. I've been wanting that for forever now. And, have Piper as the muscle protecting Chelsea's title reign. Mm-hmm. And then if she keeps it for 6 months when when Rhea comes back, can you imagine the beatdown Rhea would put on her?
Right.
Other storyline that I would love to see happen, Liv takes over the Judgment Day.
Ooh, okay. New mommy. Mm-hmm.
And then when Rhea comes back, she's the ultimate babyface. She's on her own. And here we go. Off to the races.
Yeah, a lot of good theories here, man. And that's the thing, too, because Rhea, Judgment Day is a heel group, but Rhea is more of a baby face to the crowd because of just how incredible she is right now. Again, my guy from SmackDown this past Friday, Chris, who sat at WrestleMania, he said, people were booing Becky and cheering Rhea. And I said, I'm not too surprised about that. And it's not so much a Becky bad. It's a Rhea, you are just so on a different level right now. It is pretty wild, though, that, Liv, she was out injured by Rhea Ripley. And now they got the payback. So it's like, you don't You don't want to see an injury suck, but boy, the story writes itself. So that's going to be a great feud. Then you're right. Liv doesn't, I don't think you automatically go, she's the champ. You don't have to, because there's already a story, waiting in there for it. I haven't heard. I mean, I just know they said like we're gonna crown a new champ on Monday. I don't like they haven't said anything about like what it's gonna be a scramble match.
I would love a one night
fatal 4-way, tournament. I don't know.
16 woman one night tournament on Raw.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's possible in 3 hours, but give me 12 women tournament. Give me that.
Yeah.
That could be done.
And I mean, you mentioned Chelsea Green. You talk about, you always hear wrestlers say in interviews, like, whether you're given 30 minutes or 30 seconds, you have to maximize your time. She is maybe the number one person of that. She just have like a little backstage thing and she kills it every time. Her matches are fun. It's just, she's on another level. She doesn't need the title because she's so over as she is with this amazing character work.
I disagree. I think she needs the title because her husband had a torn pec surgery today. So,
okay. Yeah.
But best wishes. Hopefully he can get it back sooner. But as I thought I said on Twitter today, he has imitated The Undertaker. He has imitated Randy Macho King Savage. He has imitated the Nasty Boys with his gear, and now he has imitated Cody.
Him and Cody are buds too. That's taking it too far.
They are buds, yes. So,
yeah.
Best wishes, man. Get well soon. Even though I'm not a big fan of him, nobody wants to see anybody get it.
No doubt. But yeah, I'd be all about the out of left field. What about this heel Candice LeRae thing? That's been building up. I don't know what like Mia Yim's up to. I always think she's a decent hand. So yeah, there's a lot of questions, and I guess we'll get some answers on Monday.
Tiffany Stratton would be the one I would love to see get the title because she's awesome, so awesome.
Great pop when she came out on SmackDown, and even though she lost to Naomi and the Naomi and Bayley fight later on Friday night on SmackDown, I said it to the guys there, so we'll put it out there in the universe. I'm calling triple threat. Something's going to happen in this match that Tiffany's going to get involved, or something that I don't think Tiffany just takes the loss and goes to do something else. I think she's going to stick around.
That'd be awesome.
That's what I'm saying.
Let her have that time.
Yep. Sheamus is back, and he's back with the Lobster Head theme song, right?
Love it. So glad he's back. I didn't like
lines.
I didn't like that he beat my guy Ivar, but
I know. Ivar needs to start winning some matches. I think it's time, right?
I think he won on NXT this week.
Okay, you're right. And I only caught a little NXT.
And I did buy both of his new Ivar shirts.
He's so good. And I mean, there's so many good wrestlers right now. But yeah, I hope maybe he'll do some more things in NXT. But he's the man. But yeah, Sheamus is back, and everybody freaked out online because of his original theme song is back. So
they were complaining saying he was overweight.
I saw that too. Yes,
that guy he's not cut anymore like he used to be, but he ain't fat. Shut your face, ignorant assholes.
Yeah, he said something like, I saw like get your jokes in now. I was targeting the draft, but they called me a little early, and so here we are. So
and his gear, I don't know if you noticed, he's got more of like the like boxing or not boxing, like MMA cut shorts.
Mm-hmm.
And on the waistband, there's a WWE logo. That's new.
Oh, that is new.
Yeah. So his logo's on his junk, but the WWE logo's on the waistband. So
yeah,
I'm glad Sheamus is back. I love that guy.
Can't go wrong with a Sheamus match. What did you think of the new tag titles?
They look like pizzas.
Yeah, I saw that too. Me and Barbara Ryan talked. He goes, "Yeah, it looked like a couple of dominoes."
Well, he's the belt guy.
Mm-hmm.
So I was wondering if he was going to buy them, but like, they ain't good.
He liked them better than what they were, but he wasn't. He wasn't blown away, and I think that's the general consensus. Better than the silver nickel or whatever you want to call it. but it
Sorry,
wasn't.
Ryan, but you are wrong on that one.
Wow. And then everybody was raving, and you know me, Jay. I am a mark for all things production and camera work and everything. About the Jey Uso leaving the ring, deciding to just walk through the concourse, out the arena, and just so happens to run into Sami Zayn. And they continue to follow Sami into the arena, into the concourse, through the crowd, to the ring. Did you mark out like me?
Where was Jay going?
I don't know.
He just happened to run into Sami outside.
That's one of those, you put your logic hat and throw it away, I think, a little bit.
Well, I got to give, it was cool.
Yeah.
And what was even cooler was Jay pushing that douchebag fan that a hand slap wasn't enough. He had to try to get a selfie, and he got pushed out of the way for his efforts. So, look, fans, you're not part of the show. You can cheer, you can boo. You're not entitled to anything. So just slap the guy's hand. Take his photo as he's walking by. Yeah. You don't need to get a selfie in your stupid face to be in it.
And that was pretty, as it's happening, I'm kind of like, there's no security around. Like he was just strolling.
There had to be something.
I'm sure there had to be. It wasn't shown. Like a lot of times,
maybe plainclothes police.
Yeah, you see like the matches where they're fighting at the merchandise stand, and there's always like some people around. I didn't see anything like that, and I kind of felt like, are they just thinking Jay can handle himself? How many people are really in the concourse? 30 minutes before the show's over.
Many times he was beat down by the Bloodline this year. I think they can handle some dopey fans.
Right. I don't know. But yeah, it was a very, what is happening right now? And it just captivated me with how they did it, even if it was a little illogical in the sense of, where are you going, Jay?
Just a little.
Sami does win the IC match against Chad Gable. Looks like we're about to go off the air. We get the family front row hug, and out from behind, Gable just picks him up and hits the suplex. And so we got a heel turn. He's a heel. Chad Gable, what are your thoughts on how this was done?
On 4/16, on April 16th at 9:09 a.m., a tweet was sent out by one Julius Creed. Ready, willing, and ... Now, if you go back to the Raw where that day they were filming training vignettes.
That was cool too.
It wasn't Otis and Tozawa in the ring Gable was with. It was the Creed brothers. And I think that's where they're going. I'm here for it. I would love to see that. Everyone's like, oh, it's Team Angle. Shut up. No, it's not. Kurt Angle's not back. It's Chad Gable and the Creed brothers. And this could be huge for all three of them. We've never seen the Creeds as bad guys. We know what Gable can do as a bad guy because he's an amazing talker, much better than the other two Creeds. So this is a dynamic faction that is, being teased on Twitter. So let's see what happens with it. And I don't mean to sound, I don't know, Sami Zayn doesn't really do it for me. Kind of like how everyone loves Bryan Danielson. Doesn't do it. So, I was cool with Gable not taking him out. I know everyone thought Gable was going to get the Mania match, but he didn't. So this might be good for all parties involved because really, I don't know about Gable beating Gunther. We haven't seen Gunther since WrestleMania, so who knows when that guy's coming back with a vengeance. So I'm glad that he did it. Especially he snatched Sami out of his wife's arms.
Yeah, that was great.
Good shit.
Yes, it was. Amen. Yeah, I'm totally down for it. Yeah, I was one of the flag bearers of the Gable beats Gunther at WrestleMania. Let's get it. And Sammy kind of going in there. I was like, "Aw." And yeah, they talked about it on Cheap Pete the other day about, Sammy's he's a made man already.
Yeah.
He's been through enough with everything Bloodline and KO that he didn't need to beat Gunther to like cement a legacy.
Right.
And I think it was really well done. Obviously, yeah, you get the family involved in the Montreal crowd. So for the circumstances of being where they were, bravo. And yeah, like anything to get more Chad Gable, I think is going to be a great thing. He's so dynamic. He can talk. He can wrestle. He's fantastic. And yeah, I mean, the Alpha Academy for a lot of their time was a heel group. So this isn't new territory for him. But yeah, if we bring the Creeds on board, I wouldn't mind seeing them do a Otis and Tozawa beatdown, kind of set that up.
Get rid of them.
Yeah, there's some things brewing, man. There's some things brewing. So yeah, hell of a Monday Night Raw. Lots of things going on. Let's move on to what I dubbed Free Agent Frenzy. This week, it was reported that essentially about to sign the Motor City Machine Guns. They recently became free agents from TNA. They will be signing with All Elite Wrestling. What do you think about this, Jay? Good move?
They didn't want the grind.
Oh my God. Yeah. You've heard that before.
That's all I got. I like them. They're really good. They're going to fit AEW fine, but
yeah,
it's like Triple H said, if you're going to take the easy schedule, I'm glad you're not here.
Yeah. I think too, though, I think AEW's tag team division is kind of rough shape right now. Obviously, they just had the whole thing of Sting and Darby, relinquishing the titles. I just feel like that was a real highlight in early AEW that is just falling off the wayside. And me and Barbara Ryan talked about it today when I was getting my cut. You've got the Acclaimed. They're in this trios thing.
Wait, say that again.
The Acclaimed
they ain't what they used to be.
What about I'm thinking they're fucking Gun Club. Yeah, thank you. Trios.
Right? Used to be.
Right.
Look, and then you had the Best Friends. They ain't what they used to be because Trent kicked their ass.
They're not here. Yeah.
I want Trent in the BCC. Mm-hmm. A badass ass-kicking Trent. We've never seen it before. Me and Kevin and my friend John on the Jericho Cruise were talking about that. Like, because you just need a serious Trent. So we're about to get serious Trent. There was SCU.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
We had the Lucha Jurassic Express. They ain't there anymore. We had Private Party, who is there now, but they ain't what they used to be. We've got the Hardys.
We got one now, I think.
Anymore, and it's just the tag team division was so good in AEW. It was one of the building blocks.
Yeah.
Now it's not. It is a sad trombone of a tag team division. It's sad.
Who did Sting and Darby win it from? Big Bill and Ricky Starks. They're not a team anymore.
No. Damn it. There we go. Yeah, I remember who they won the titles from.
Right. So yeah, we'll talk about Dynasty in a minute. So, you've got FTR and the Bucks, and then it's just like a whole hodgepodge. So when I look at it like that, I'm like, good move, Motor City Machine Guns. You should be right in the mix because it's just a disaster other than the very top. Go ahead. Yeah. Final word on that.
Oh, this tag tournament. Well, I guess. Yeah. Are we going to Dynasty now? Is that what we're doing?
No. I got some other free agents.
Oh, go ahead.
Wait, this is just, the Drew McIntyre one.
Oh, yeah.
Has been like, well, he's gonna resign, but it hasn't happened yet. And the word came this week that 5 to 6 weeks, like we're getting close. And we've talked about the emergence of Common Sense Drew. would you say I would? Has he reached the, as I put in air quotes, must sign status for WWE? Like, they can't let this guy go. This would be a disaster, right?
Well, initially, yes. But he goes to AEW, he's going to get the Keith Lee treatment. He's going to get the Mercedes.
Well, right. That's true. Okay. You're saying
an ex WWE person that goes to AEW and either gets hot shotted right to a title. Mercedes Moné hasn't even had a match yet. Her first match is going to be a Double or Nothing for a title.
Correct.
Everybody that goes, like, I get it. WWE talent has equity and they are known. But bringing them in and then beating up all your talent, this is Scott Hall and Kevin Nash beating up the whole WCW roster 25 years ago. It doesn't make sense. So I think if Drew signs, he needs to have a lengthy title run.
Mm-hmm.
I think he beats Priest, holds the title until SummerSlam, maybe against Seth or Punk or Gunther. Or, who? I mean, that
doesn't matter who. Yeah,
talked about it earlier. WWE has a embarrassment of riches when it comes to their roster right now of top level main event talent.
Yeah, and I hope that doesn't work against Drew in his favor as far as getting the money he deserves. I mean, we're still 7 months, 8 months away from the end of the year. But I'd probably say he's my wrestler of the year so far. It's just everything he's done is just amazing, whether it's online or in the ring or the promos. So good. Like he's my MVP. So
okay.
Telling you, man. So WWE.
MVP? Or do you think he'll be the MVP all year? First quarter MVP, of course.
Yeah. I don't see why not. Keep it rolling. Yeah. I love it. I love it. Yeah, I mean, we need a real CM Punk feud and everything else that you mentioned too. There's a lot of different things out there. So, yeah, keep monitoring. I mean, 5 weeks, we're getting close. Final one. It came up this week that Hook, his contract will be up, I believe, at the end of the year. And the story, as it came out, was that he will be exploring his options. Jay, we haven't talked about Hook in a while. I know when he first came on the scene, we talked a little bit about it and kind of was just like, what's the deal with this guy? This is he's got all this weird popularity and I don't know if we get it. He's been around a little bit longer. He's doing his thing right now with Chris Jericho. We'll get into that match coming up in Dynasty. What's your kind of feelings on how he is in a performer, and then is there any interest in seeing him somewhere else, or how's your thoughts here?
The ass kicking he took from Samoa Joe was awesome.
That's true. Very true.
This potato chips and stupid hair, and I don't get all that shit. It's a great theme song. I love the Hook spotlight, kind of like the bat signal, but that's about it. I don't get it. I've never got it. I just think that what we saw on Wednesday, Jericho pushed his dad. Hook went to the defense. Okay, cool. I think AEW needs to re-sign him. But again, he's like 5'6".
Yeah.
This is the whole Pinnacle issue I had. All these great guys, but none of them are over 6 feet tall. So what realistically is his ceiling? A title that isn't really recognized by AEW, but yet it's on every week and is defended. So is it recognized now? Is it not? I've never understood that. So I think he's a must sign for AEW. I don't think he's WWE bound. He ain't going to get the Jade treatment if he goes to WWE. He would excel at TNA. I think he'd be good there. But realistically, AEW needs to sign him.
Yeah, I think they've done a good enough job with a guy who, again, you and I kind of see the full package and go, don't quite get this. Mm-hmm. But apparently there are people who do. And I don't think he's, I don't think he's bad in the ring. When I've seen him, I'm like, okay, he's holding his own. He's kind of got He's very unique in a lot of respects. We talked about, you said how that Samoa Joe match was awesome because he took this amazing ass kicking and still kept back. So that played out perfectly. Yeah, I mean, I guess that could be something for NXT, sure. But I don't know. Yeah, it's never clicked with me, even though, he's had a little bit more time and experience. It still just hasn't been something that gotten me any sort of like real investment in like, how is this guy, doing as a performer. So interesting stuff there. Sunday night, as we just said, AEW Dynasty is the first time they're having this pay-per-view, as they're increasing their pay-per-view schedule, I think, for 2024. We've got, I believe, 10 matches on the card. We don't have to get, into who's going to win so much. I mean, we can, but we're just going to kind of roll through this real quick. What's that? Let's indeed. Bang Bang Gang versus Acclaimed and Billy Gunn. I think this is another one that both of these teams can go on and do better things than what they're doing.
I think they need to let Jay White and the Ass Boys just take all the 6-man, merge them into one, let the Acclaim go refresh. Billy Gunn is a champion at like 700 years old. It's cool, not necessarily needed in a company that's new and fresh. But again, it's back to that whole ex-WWE guy having the title. No reason for it. So let's just get these titles off the Acclaimed. A lot of people are bitching online that Chris Jericho's on the pay-per-view and Jay White's on the pre-show for the second pay-per-view in a row. Well, that's one. The answer is simple. Tony Khan has misused Jay White, just like he did Keith Lee. So, let's just get these one set of 6-man titles and move on.
I'm fine with that. And speaking of 6-man, we have Adam Copeland, Jay Briscoe, and Eddie Kingston versus the House of Black. Kind of a weird hodgepodge on one team, and then obviously you have the established House of Black team in this one. I'd be down for Edge. Hi-yo. There it is. Give it to me.
His name is Adam Copeland. Oh, wait, no, I did that wrong.
His name is Adam Copeland. He's been here for months, Brian. How can you not get his name right by now? Come on, man. Come on.
Just when I think I'm becoming a professional, boom.
Yeah, I don't know how to bomb sound, but yeah.
Sorry, Coney.
I'm Coney Khan. I gotta go, but probably will be back.
Yeah, we'll hear we'll hear more from Coney in a few. Yeah, Copeland and Malachi Black. I'd be down for that.
I think that's where it's going.
Yeah. So maybe there's some good stuff on the way for that one. Is there anything more to add with Jericho and Hook? No. All right.
I don't even have anything for that.
That may be a first.
Yeah,
that may be a first. We had a 20-year eclipse last week, and now we got Coney being speechless over an AEW feud. What else is next? Julia versus Willow Nightingale. There's rumors Julia hurt herself last week. I guess she didn't do much during Dynamite. It was supposed to be a mixed tag, and somebody attacked Willow backstage, so Julia just had to basically stand there the whole time.
I mean, that's what happens when you spit too hard.
Yeah, she would be guilty of that.
I don't know. I didn't hear that or see that, but it makes sense.
Okay. Yeah.
And if that's the case, they probably will put the title on Willow to set up Willow Mercedes, which was when Mercedes got hurt last year at New Japan. It was Willow. So, again, it is. I don't really have much for it. I'm really liking Willow these days.
She's done well.
I'm really impressed. I'm really liking her work.
Mm-hmm. She's done well. She's a very relatable wrestler. She doesn't come across.
She's fun.
She's fun. Yeah. That's well said. We got a little undisputed era. What was their NXT name?
Undisputed Kingdom.
Yeah, Undisputed Kingdom.
They are the Undisputed Era. They were the Undisputed
Era. That's right. Yeah.
This is just undisputedly stupid at this point.
It's the returning Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong. Strong has a title that I don't remember. The international title. Yeah. Yeah. It should be fun.
It'll be a good match, but
good match.
Maybe the return of Bobby Fish. Adam Cole still hurt. So it just, you need him every week. And that's why this thing has went dead.
It can only go so far.
Like a fist.
Kazuchika Okada versus Pac.
That'll be
another one that could be like a match of the night.
Yeah. Another free agent signing from a company who comes right in and gets a title.
Yeah. He has like the Continental Classic title, I think, right, from Eddie Kingston. So we got that, and we've got Tony Storm and Thunder Rosa. I wouldn't mind seeing Thunder get that. I mean, the Tony Storm character is still so fantastic. It's so good. It's so good, and I just like, when I watch it and I think about what she was in WWE and everything, I'm like, who knew you had this in you? It's so good.
And I know they don't do it every time, but I'd love when the Turner Classic Movies guy is part of her presentation. I love that. I think it's amazing.
It's a nice touch. Yeah, the black and white, even just when it's like a split screen of Thunder Rosa on one side.
How they do that, but very cool.
Very cool. Yeah, so it could go either way. I am fine with that. But yeah, props to Tony Storm. She's always getting me invested in what they're doing at AEW. And then we move on to it's a ladder match. It's the Bucks. It's FTR. We spent quite a bit of time talking about everything the week prior about the All In footage reveal and everything else. But I mean, you can't deny this is going to be a hell of a match.
My feelings about FTR are very well known, but if they win the titles, that is the wrong move. The Bucks need the titles. They're already in power. If they're champions, they're even more in power. And I think that's just how this story needs to go right now. Let them be the first 3-time tag champs at AEW. FTR can get them down the road. But right now, as we documented earlier, the tag division is a mess. At least get your top guys.
Yeah.
Not those top guys, but top guys is in the EV.
Right.
Get them the titles and then go forward.
Do we get a Jack Perry appearance?
I hope so.
You guys talked about it on the Women Wrestling Podcast about his New Japan Chicago appearance, and the crowd was all crazy.
I hope
I hope so too. Right? I think this is the time.
Needs it. It really does need it. Have him come help the Bucks win.
Yep.
Make Jack part of the elites with Okada, and like it makes total sense.
Mm-hmm. It's a good fit, and then we can hopefully officially move on from the all-in, brawl-in, backstage, everything.
Until it happens again.
Move forward.
Until
it happens again. Yes, when it happens again, we'll be here to talk about it. Hopefully, we can put that baby to bed now, though. We got the dream match, if you will. Bryan Danielson, Will Ospreay. I'd be more into this if I felt like Bryan Danielson won a big match in the last seems like every big match he has, he's lost. To me, I don't know if that's accurate, but that's what I'm feeling.
Remember, he said he doesn't have much time left.
Right.
So he's here to put people over.
Exactly.
I think this is how we get Ospreay split from the Callis family. There was some rumblings on Wednesday.
Correct.
I think that this is they try to help. He's like, no, bro, I don't want your help. And then they beat his ass down, and then you go from there. So again, Ospreay and Claudio from Wednesday was so much fun to watch. If you haven't watched it, go watch it because it was that good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those guys can go, and I'm sure it'll be an amazing match. We'll enjoy it. I feel weird about going Danielson, you're gonna lose again, but I get it. Yeah, time's running out for him. And it's Joe versus Swerve for the championship. Is this Swerve's time, Jay? I think so too.
I mean, look, what are you going to do with him if he doesn't win? I mean, I think Swerve could be Miles Morales in the new live action Spider-Man if they decide to bring that character in. You don't know that reference because you don't
Yeah, thank you for continuing to say
it.
Spider-Man. I'm like, okay.
God damn it. Anyway, someone knows what that means.
Yeah.
But I do think it's time. I think it's time.
I do as well.
Maybe an MJF return because the name of his faction in MLW was the Dynasty.
Oh.
Richard Holiday was a big part of that faction with MJF. And I think Hammerstone, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But I know Holiday was. Holiday's a free agent. And the Bucks have said there is going to be a lot of surprises at Dynasty. So why not get MJF, bring Holiday in? You know, who knows what else is going to happen. Obviously, the Machine Guns, I guarantee, will be a part of this in some capacity. But, like, it's got to be pull the trigger on Swerve now. Well, the guy has done so much, and he is such a stud. Such a stud. So
he did that jump off the top rope to the outside on the security guards where one foot was on one security guard and the other was on another one. Like, he could have done a complete split. It was
and
like,
he still landed on his feet.
He did, yeah. It's like, Jesus, I've never seen that before. How do you pull that one off? Yeah, I think it's time. I think they'll give it to him. Joe has been so good for what, you know, he's done the job. He's been fantastic. It's always company guy, reminding people like me that he's been a top guy for a long time. He proved it again, but let's elevate the next guy up and go from there. That'll be Dynasty. Jay, is there anything additionally we've already kind of talked about going to SmackDown and Pitt?
Going to SmackDown. I'm working an RWA show this Saturday. I'll be on the desk with Tony Kincaid and Doc. Spring Fling, you can, if you're in the Pittsburgh area, tickets are available at RWA. You can get your ticket information at rwalive.com. If you are listening to this from somewhere else and you want to watch the show, indiewrestling.network and indiewrestling.us on YouTube is the first couple matches are free every month, and then the rest of the show goes on to the network, indiewrestling.network. And check out RWA Spring Fling. The Sandman is back.
I can't wait.
John McChesney after last month, and Chris Taylor and Skanky Smurf, Julia Lynn sprayed like hairspray or something into the Sandman's eyes. So it's Chris Taylor and J-Rock against the Sandman and John McChesney. So that's indiewrestling.network. And that's about it, man. I hope Joe is back next week. I mean, how many weeks are you going to wait online for this damn Funko Pop, Joe? Seriously.
The balance between dedication and insanity is clearly tipping the scales in one direction. And I'll let you.
He's on that. So, if he's waiting this long, he is purchasing for the Christmas show.
Oh,
so if we all get one, this is worth the wait.
That's true. That is true. Keep at it, Joe. Keep at it. We're pulling for you, buddy.
Kev had fun. He's had a little too much fun at his work event, apparently.
Yes.
We were going to get him, but nope, not tonight.
Nope, not so much. He is slated to go. The WWE's got a house show in his backyard of Fort Wayne, Indiana.
That's right. So we know he's not watching Dynasty on Sunday.
Yeah. He'll be live at the house show. I know he's a little disappointed because WWE is doing the European tour that they're on. So no Cody. I'm sure. I don't know if he's broken the news to Brett or not, but
I wish I could take credit for this. I saw a tweet this week and I sent it. It was about the one. Why does it look like Cody's gear was made by a Donald Trump supporter?
Oh my God.
It made me laugh so much. And we don't talk politics here, but that tweet really made me laugh. And then another one that I don't know if there's any truth to this. Vince McMahon might be Trump's running mate.
Oh no. I did not see that one.
Yeah.
I saw they talked about there's an article like what has he been up to? And I just saw the blurb like he's talking to Donald Trump, he's talking to The Rock and Cena.
I did.
And I saw it. I almost put this on the rundown and I didn't. And we don't we don't have to spend time on this, but Vince has been selling stock, WWE stock. He's been banking in millions and millions. And so somewhere it got brought up. Do you think he would want to start his own promotion with all that money?
Who's going to work? I mean, who would want to work for a guy that has all these alleged charges against him and horrible things that are going on? Now,
the counterpoint, but the counterpoint to that was somebody asked that question to what I was watching or reading, and the reply was like, you are overestimating the values of professional wrestlers when it comes to millions of dollars being offered to them.
That's true. I did see Freddie Prinze Jr. is shopping his promotion to network. So look, man, there's a lot going on.
More wrestling
going
Let's
on.
Bring it on.
I think we have to add a couple more days to the week.
Yes, please
facilitate all this, and so much going on. But that tweet about Cody's gear looked like it was made by a Trump supporter. I just laughed so
not wrong. Not wrong. All right, that'll do it this week. YouTube.com/That Wrestling Podcast. Thank you to the new subscribers. Yeah, over 200 plus subscribers in the last week. So welcome if you're checking us out for the first time and not just checking out our live video shots.
If you are new, leave something in the comments where you are, where you're from, and we'll shout you out on a future show.
Absolutely. All the social media at That WrestlePod, whatamaneuver.net for the merchandise. And as always, everyone, we like to say, enjoy wrestling.
Fuck Oklahoma.
Thanks for watching That Wrestling Podcast on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And for more That Wrestling Podcast content, follow at That WrestlePod on social media.